Okay, so we've covered Craigslist, we've covered Hamfest, we've covered fixing broken equipment and other stuff. So one of the other big ones that sometimes you can find some really good deals is QRZ. So you'll have to log into QRZ in order to be able to see the stuff, but it'll be on the front page here. And like, for instance, today there's a Motorola Max Track, a Kenwood TM D710. A meter, I don't know what that is, parametric EQ, power supplies, some amplifiers, a Yaesu amplifier, 2 meter stuff, a 756 Pro 2, which is a really good radio. I like the color of the display on that radio much better than my, look at this, $670 plus shipping, $42. Payment via Zelle, money order, personal check when clears. So my advice to you is, if you buy something from somebody and they want you to send them money through PayPal via friends and family, just don't do it, okay? You don't know this person, they're not friends or family, and what that does is, first of all, you're not going to be protected if there is any kind of problem whatsoever. If you pay them with normal means through PayPal, you'll have to pay a little bit, but whatever, okay? If they really sold you a piece of crap, then you can pick the dispute up with PayPal, and then PayPal will actually give you your money back, okay? As long as you can prove it, you know? So do not pay. If they ask you to pay as friends and family, just don't do it. Say, no, I'm sorry. And you got to be careful. Don't put want ads on here, because you'll definitely get spam. Be very careful. Ask questions. Check and see if, like here, for example, maybe send them a message. Look and see what they see. See if the email is the same. There's lots of scams that can happen on here. I'm sure this guy's not scamming anybody at $670. He's a platinum subscriber. When you go look at his QRZ page, and a lot of times you look on their page and you'll see they got a new radio, and you'll see the old radio. You can go, oh, that's why they're selling it. Okay, so just do a little doxing or whatever you want to call it. Look them up. Here he is. Here, his email. He's in Texas, and you can get a pretty good idea of who you're dealing with. So let's go back over here to this. So this is good radio. I mean, this is a really good radio. The display on this radio is, in my opinion, is better than the other one. It has some more splash screens and stuff like that. It's just a really nice radio. It's very colorful display. I mean, like, that's why I love this radio. So, and this is an example of another radio that I got for really cheap, okay? And the way that I got it really cheap was that a guy who claimed to be a real estate person was handling somebody's silent key sales, and they were listing these things on OfferUp. Then he had this for sale, and he had this for sale, and he had some other stuff, power supplies and things. And when I did not negotiate prices with them, I said, I want to buy the 756 Pro. I don't remember what he said it was going to be. Like maybe $450 or something for the radio. I said I'm interested in both of them. Anyway, I got out there and I found out that this knob was broken. It was actually just snapped off and glued on, and when I went to turn it, it came off. So, and then I plugged in the radio and verified that it worked, some other things, and negotiated a deal with him, and I bought the 2 radios for $700. So, but back to QRZ. So, like, usually, you get one of these guys who's selling a radio on QRZ, and, you can get a good feel of who you're buying from, and you're going to be, a little bit different. Do not mess with this Zelle thing, in my opinion. I don't trust it. It's really kind of funky. I don't like it at all. I think You know, I don't know why people are so damn cheap that they don't want to use PayPal. Oh my God, they're going to charge me, blah, blah, blah. Oh my God, what is it? 3%, 10%? Like, they got to make money somehow. So, but this Zelle thing is like straight to your bank. It's funny. It's strange. I don't trust it. I will not use it. I never have used it, and I won't. So, you go in here and look at, here's an amplifier. These are good amplifiers. Same guy. Okay. Price is a little high, but it seems to be the going rate. And the reason I say that the price is a little high is because, well, basically this is a 500 to 700 watt amplifier. And so after you get done buying this, you're paying more than $1 a watt. Also have an FL2000 amplifier for $475. So anyway, you usually can see these guys will be clearing out some stuff out of their shack, and this is a nice example of one of these. It's still got the plastic on it, and it looks really good. I'd love to have one just to go with my stuff, but they don't do legal limit, and I kind of think if you're going to get an amplifier, you should probably just get a legal limit amplifier. Here's a 2900. These are about $175 new. And so I have no idea how the hell this guy wants $200 for it. So this is why you need to do your homework. And in fact, this is the old one. So I bought one of these brand new in 2015. It was $139 back then. It's a 75 watt. The new 2980 is less than what he's asking for this thing. Maybe if it's free shipping, 200 shipped. But you're not really getting a good deal here. This is a $100 radio. I mean, so this is the other thing too you got to keep into consideration. This is the older version of the 2980. It's 5 watts less. I don't really think that matters, but you're going to pay this guy $200 for a used radio without the box, probably, without the bracket, without all that stuff, when you could just go to HRO and for $179 you could buy the new radio, pay the tax, have it shipped to your door for free, and have a 3-year warranty from Yaesu. So when it comes to stuff like this, I don't see it being worth it. Let's see what else we got on here. I don't know what this is, but I think it's a VHF UHF. TE system amp tested to 300 plus watts on my Telewave 44 meter. VHF. High power amplifier, 144 to 148. It does not. Okay, it does say. Why do you write on the damn thing? Like, seriously, somebody else can figure it out. DC voltage. I don't really care for these type of connectors. It's really easy for them to touch and arc out. Delay adjust. That's cool. But again, I think this is too much money. I really like to be under $1 a watt. I think that if you're paying more than $1 a watt for any amplifier, you're overpaying. That's just me. However, being that this is a UHF, or excuse me, a VHF amplifier, you're not going to have a whole lot of choices. This is a really hard to find one. I have a Mirage with 160 watt, and those usually go for under $200. So I would probably look for one of those before I touched one of these for $550. Here's some a meter. What do we got here? Okay. We got the back of the meter. And that's one thing, you know, if you're new in ham radio, a good watt meter is great. These are good meters, but I don't know that this one goes over 1,000 watts. But the fact that it has everything set up, although I prefer a cross needle meter, I'm familiar with these ones, and they're not bad. But I believe that they're designed for a specific radio in most cases. I probably wouldn't buy one for $210. That's just me. Let's see, we got the Kenwood. And this is a good radio. There's a favorite of people. They do crossband repeat and everything, and they have you can do the packet and the TNC on it. They're very capable radio. Really, really nice radio. It's probably not going to be cheap. Double DOBLE. Yeah, $750. I honestly do not know much about these. They've always been kind of out of my price range. And now, quite frankly, they're kind of dated. So, I don't know what this thing's really worth. Does he have the GPS unit, I wonder? The GPS unit required for mobile operation APRS is included in the control in the control panel. The genuine APRS operation is possible with the radio alone. GPS logger, mark waypoint, target point, automatic time correction functions. Yeah, these are really cool, but I'm not buying one for $750. So now once you're in here, you can only see so many before they start showing all the YouTubers and whatnot. I don't post my videos to here. I have in the past. And so what QRZ does is they will play favorites with certain people. See this guy here? He's one of the QRZ staff. So that gets put right there. That's the same one we saw posted. We have all these particular guys. They will post their videos here. You get a ton of exposure if your video gets featured on the front of QRZ. It's a really good way to make money. And if you don't think these guys are making money on YouTube, go check out their channel. Go take a look. I guarantee you they are. I know who they all are. I make money on YouTube just like they do. I just don't make as much as they do because I'm not like in everybody's face. I don't put my face in my videos. I'm not like, I mean, like his face is here, his face is here, his face is here. He wants everybody to see his face. And that's, what they do. It's like, first of all, you're pretty damn ugly looking. I don't really want to look at your face. I'm not interested in looking at fat, out of shape hams on YouTube. I can go to a ham fest and see plenty of that. But anyway, if you click on his videos and you see all this, you'll see, yep, he's here to make money. I don't know anything about the guy. I've maybe watched one or two of his videos. He's a relatively new ham that probably doesn't really know that much, and he's just sharing his journey of what he's doing, and he's having fun, and he's making videos, and that's cool. But he's not doing it for free. We're all doing this for something. I do some of this for fun. I like to make money on it. I don't make much money on it. But anyway, so most of what's going to be on this page is going to be, it used to be, especially during the pandemic, just video after video after video of this guy and the guy in Texas and all the other people that, that think that their ham radio's gift to God, and So if you want to see the rest of the swap meet, you come up here and you go to the hot list, and the first couple of ones will be like this, and you'll scroll down, and then each one that you want to look at after that. So we know the last one is the Johnson Viking, okay, which I didn't see before. Let's see how much that is. And when you click one of these, it usually opens a new page. So $450 for, it looks like, a Johnson Viking 2 transmitter and VFO. For $450. I don't know what these sell for, but they're cool. So usually you have to go close out that page to go back here. So we're not seeing everything all the time, so you need to look. Here is an AL80B amplifier. AL80B should be a single dash 300, 3-500. Holy moly, $1750. That's a lot of money for that. Yeah, that's too much money. Now, I'm sure these are just going to go up in price too because MFJ is done. It's a single tube, and they actually do put out quite a bit of power. It's, you know, basically what it boils down to is with most amplifiers that have a pair of them, they only put out a little bit more power because they don't have enough transformer. The original tube has less than 15 minutes of actual use and easily puts out 1 kilowatt with 65 watts drive. I find that hard to believe. That's a little bit high. Usually, if you drive the piss out on one of these tubes, you'll see 900 watts, not 1,000 with 65 watts drive. So, I'm going to call bullshit on that one. It doesn't matter because he wants entirely too much money for that thing. So, let's go back over here. We accidentally closed the page out. Oh, I see it right here. Okay. So, these Motorola's, those are cool, but if you're not into Motorola's and you're not into proprietary software and all that, I would probably avoid Motorola's. They're definitely bulletproof. Motorola. Here's a Mark II-G. I'm guaranteed to be more than $500. This is a new old stock. What makes it not perfect? No mic and no box. New and never used in perfect condition. No returns, but you wouldn't want to return it. $550 packed and shipped. $500 for local. 50 miles meet up for my QTH. N7DSX. It sounds familiar for some reason. These are good radios. Used to be able to get them for a lot less. They run really hot, and the finals can burn out in them. And the original 706 is a much more reliable radio. If you don't need a higher power on 2 meters or 440, I think that the original 706 is a better choice. This is definitely looking brand new. I do think it looks like it could be brand new, but it doesn't really matter. So this is what I would consider to be a good radio. And the price isn't bad, but it's not great. ICOM 705, ICOM 7300. So usually when these guys are selling these, with the 7300, I wouldn't pay too much for one used because I would just go buy a new one. And I think, again, here we have this issue, not so much as with the Yaesu, because there's a 1-year warranty on these, and you won't get ICOM to warranty most anything for the most part. So you can just kind of forget about the warranty anyway. So there's no advantage to really buying new as far as that's concerned, but there is an advantage to buying new because these radios do tend to be a little sensitive to abuse, like constant key down with FT8 and things like that, into a compromised, mismatched, poor antenna that has RF on the feed line. The radio will fold back power, but if you get RF onto the feed line, into the radio, all bets are off. And 9 times out of 10, the USB port on the back of the radio is bad because they've destroyed it with RF, because it's not shielded. What this guy's smoking crack. No trades except for an FTDX10. Thanks for looking. This radio was purchased by and comes from a smoke-free pet shack. Radio and accessories are in pristine condition. It works as it should. Okay, when you hear the words, it works as it should, run for your fucking life. They are hiding something. If they need to tell you that it works as it should and it has no issues, there's probably been a problem with it at some point in time. Okay? Works as it should means I don't know what's wrong with this thing, so I'm selling it and it's going to be your problem. Do not buy a radio from anybody that says works as it should. Okay? And also, do not trust people because they seem like they're nice old men, because those are the ones that will also rip you off. Here is a 1000 MP. These are usually fairly expensive. It's a really cool radio, really amazing receiver. Probably you could still work on these. What do they want? They want $1,000 or a trade for a 991A. So yeah, these are like that. Sometimes the backlight to the display can go bad. This is a very low resolution picture. You can see it's extremely grainy. But these are like, that's all the radio you're ever gonna need. Now there's different ones where it'll have the bandwidth over here, and the DSP thing will be somewhere else. Let's see, where's the DSP? So there's different versions. I believe this is the older one. ICOM 7000, these had a lot of problems. They run really hot. Pretty beautiful radio. $675 shipped if you want to gamble. It's not a bad radio. If there's nothing wrong with it, it's a great radio. $817 if you go QRP. ICOM 7200, but kind of don't really sound all that great, and they're definitely not worth $800. Flex 6400. Too much money. So it looks like that's all they have in here. Here's the ALS 500. Those always command top dollar. 500 watts out, 900 shipped, blah blah blah. It's one of the newer ones because it has the remote on the front. You really want to find the older ones that don't have that, because then they have Toshiba transistors in them and they're less likely to burn up. It uses this really crazy cord on the back, and this has been CB'd. Probably. So the CB module plugs into the board. I don't know if that's actually it right there or not, but And see, these are not Toshibas, so you wouldn't want this amplifier. Let me see here. Okay. So these are the transistors that burn up all the time. See, and okay. That looks blackened when it might be not supposed to be that color. So in this amp there should be 4 of these. 2 there. I don't know where the other 2 are. Why am I not seeing them? They're supposed to be. Okay, so there is 4. So, and so really these are capable of 400 watts peak, more or less. I wanted to see what he said. The amplifier is a new condition purchased in 2023. Has not been powered up. It includes 10 meter mod installed. It's been powered up. Let's look at the cable. Where's the ends of the cable? I mean, maybe, I mean, we can kind of look at that and tell. And this is the stuff that you got to do when you're buying something like this. I don't know what that is. It's possible it's not been powered up. But anyway, it looks like it's been used, I think. So, the other place to look for this kind of stuff would be like QTH. And their ad system is a little bit funky. They also don't like if you have ad blockers. QTH has always been this kind of weird served up server type of thing. And like the guy is like a web person, hoster. So you have the categories in here: amplifiers, radios, UHF, VHF, radios, HF. Okay, so let's go in here. And then sometimes there'll be a picture. Drake, K3, FTDD X 5000 MP, Tentec 538. So here's an ICOM 7600. They want too much money for it, $1150. Here is a Pro 3. You want $800 for a Pro 3. I think that's a fair price. Here's his picture, so you can see the listing here, and you can contact him. And you got to be careful on these ones, because I believe it's easier to get scammed on here than it is QRZ. Okay. In an effort to reduce spam and the spread of viruses, we are now providing this form for you to contact the person that has placed the ad. After submitting this form, an email will be generated and sent to both you and the person that placed the ad. The email will contain a copy of the ad plus your email information and your comments. Note, before you respond, please read the safe trading tips, and I definitely recommend you do that. So, you are responding to the following ad. The guy's name is Joe Peterson. His phone number is right here. And so what's nice is he's included his phone number. If at all possible, if you can talk to somebody on the phone, that's the best way to do this. Okay? It really is. And usually, if they're willing to put their phone number on this, they're probably not going to rip you off. So, and if you look, there's a sale pending on it anyway. But here's another one. These are weird radios. $495 plus shipping. I mean, you could get an HF radio that's kind of like a 100-watt mobile with a built-in tuner for $500. Here's the Pro 2. $670, $42 shipping. That's that Tom guy. So this is a really good place to look for all this stuff. I'm not going to sit here and go through all the ads, but I wanted to kind of show some of you guys what's on here. Here's a 7300. He wants too much money. Here's an 891 Yaesu. He wants $600. It's too much money. Here's Kenwood 440, $400. I think that's a little high for those, but I mean, like, if you don't have a radio, that's a good deal. Here's the 710 AES 850. Probably not really worth it because, I mean, it's $899 new. Xiegu 5105. Yeah, I mean, there's just tons of stuff on here. So, you know, if you just look and you're careful, you'll find a really good deal. You don't have to buy brand new. We'll catch you guys later.